Alright guys, today we're finally going to get to take you into the Henry Ford 56 room mansion. I took you around the outside last year, but we somehow got permission to go in and check out the inside. So I just want to show you a little bit of the grounds here first. This is the garage and powerhouse. The house was powered by the river, the Rouge River. And so we got the garage here in the front, and then the powerhouse behind it. And this over here is the garden shed. Right there, there's so much construction going on here that they're really ramping up on the restoration on the garage and powerhouse. So we won't get to see any of that today, but believe it or not, there's a tunnel that goes from the powerhouse all the way underground over to the main mansion. I've got a picture somewhere of Henry Ford standing on this sidewalk. There's a lot of nice, neat trails that you can walk through here. On the property. Let's give you a glimpse of Clara's rose garden. You wouldn't believe the aroma coming off of these things. There's a nice area here. And I believe these are the gates that Henry Ford gifted Clara for like an anniversary present or something. Surprised her with them. Yep, this is Clara's rose garden. It smells amazing in here. This is the pool room. What used to be the pool room. You guys will get to see. The pool has been filled in the 1950s by Ford Motor Company. And the pool room was used for meetings and such. I'm just going to do a quick tour around the house, because we've already done that tour, and I'll put that video at the end of this video so you can click on it. That is a playhouse that Henry Ford had made for his grandchildren to play in. So here's the main front view of the mansion. This is the library, which you'll see. The music room. This here is what they call the Great Meadow. You can walk back there. There's a pond where Henry Ford used to ice skate. And this goes down to the boathouse we talked about in the last video. Like I said, just I'll put that at the end of this video and you can click on it and we'll talk about it more in that video. That was last September, I think. Here we're down on the Rouge River. Got a nice little walking path here to go along the river. And we can look up at the mansion. We're not going to get to go into the basement today, but I'm going to put some pictures at the end of this where I've been in there before to show you a little bit of that, the bowling alley, Henry Ford's man cave. You'll see us in here on the sun porch pretty soon. This is his man cave where him and Thomas Edison and John Burroughs and Harvey Firestone used to hang out. The fireplace mantle has chop your own wood and it will warm you twice, and I can verify that is a fact. Leave this second floor. Here's the dining room, and I'll show you out these windows down to what I believe that they called this Clara's Blue Garden. And this is the main hallway to the pool and the kitchen, which you'll see when we get inside. So this has taken us all the way around the mansion and puts us back at Clara's Rose Garden. So let's go in and check it out.
So ask questions.
Walking into the home of Clara and Henry Ford, built in 1915. So Miss Heather, we'll just let you explain what's going on here.
So we started the restoration process in 1915, and unfortunately the house was pretty empty. When Clara Ford died in 1950, the grandchildren, because Edsel unfortunately had died before both of his parents, the grandchildren didn't really take any of Grandma and Grandpa's things. Everything went to auction. And so anything that wasn't nailed down was sold at auction. And when the university took over, they filled it with, some old looking things. But eventually we needed to replace the things. And we decided, instead of getting just some old antiques, we were going to replace the things with replicas. We were able to do that because Henry Ford kept his receipts. We also had the auction catalogs from 1950. So we worked with local companies as best we could. A company called Kindle out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, did a lot of the furniture in the house. We used the photographs, the black and white photographs, mind you, as well as those receipts and the auction catalogs to recreate all of the furnishings in the house. Kindle did a good portion of them. We also used some other vendors as well. But if we go into the library, you'll see a really good example.
And there's a lot of original items that have been found, right? Like their
I wouldn't
beds.
say a lot.
Their beds are original. The original beds were found.
Correct. Those were actually given back by the family that bought them at auction.
Okay, so we're in the library.
And you are welcome to sit if you would like.
Yeah, let's.
Because
Well,
again,
Here's
they are
Edsel.
remade.
Is this an original pit photo of Edsel?
I don't know if it's an original, but it is Edsel. So, the library was one of Clara and Henry's favorite rooms. They spent a lot of time in here. Listening to the radio, Clara would read Henry the newspaper. When it came to redoing this room, we didn't have a lot to do to the actual bones of the room. It was kept pretty much as is. We had to clean up the wood a little bit, and some finishings on the wood had to be removed. But we were really lucky here because some of the other rooms in the house didn't have that fate. The ceiling now is cool. The ceiling is one of the older pieces in the house because it came from a manor house in England. The Fords were visiting the south of England in early 1912, and they found this ceiling in a house that was due to be torn down, and they asked if they could have it. And they said, sure, richest people in the world, you can have our ceiling. So they did. They purchased it, and they had it cut into 6 pieces, and it was shipped back here. If you look closely, you can see where the seams are, where it was cut, but they did a really good job of putting it back together. This rose and thistle design is actually our logo now, but it's also Clara's obsession a bit. She kind of ran with the design. She fell in love with it. There's rose and thistles all over the house in different places. There's some on some of the window pulls. In the music room, she had it kind of copied, but it was also based on a ceiling she saw in Warwickshire, in a place in England also. So it's similar, but not.
I remember that story in 2003 when we were in here that this came from England.
Yeah. And so
The ceiling.
it was not made here. It was definitely brought here.
Yeah.
So refilling the room, obviously, it's a library, so we needed books. The books behind me came from a bookshop in downtown Detroit called John K. King Books. It's 4 floors of used books, and it is one of the coolest places for a historian. My dad and I went there. We spent 6 hours there, forgot to go eat dinner, but we didn't care. It was awesome. They worked with us to find these encyclopedias, anthologies, all the kinds of books that, a rich family would have in their house. Using old photographs and things like that. We were also aware that we couldn't have any books that were published after 1919 because that's when we were set in the house. But the best part of the room are the other shelves because these are Henry and Clara's books. This is their living library. The family has loaned them to us to put them on display. So these are their books.
These are Henry and Clara's original books.
Yeah. So the novels are mostly over here on my left. And then we've got all kinds of nonfiction on this side. Engineering books, one called Sewage Disposal that I'm sure is an absolute banger. And then bird and nature books. Henry has a ton of nutrition books.
He loved his birds.
He did love birds. Theology, Civil War, all kinds of things. And there are notations from different authors who gave the books as gifts. There are doodles and notes taken in some of the books in the margins. There's little notes from Thomas Edison in some of the books.
Wow.
And they won't tell me which ones because I want to touch them. but there are some really cool, very different books on these shelves. Who's. Clara did have to know what was going on in the world, but Clara is probably one of the coolest people that people don't know enough about. Clara was a suffragist. She fought for the right to vote for women. She started the Garden Club of Dearborn. She helped Henry start Henry Ford Hospital System. She worked with an architect during the Great Depression to design a farm stand, and she sent the plans out for free all over the country so women could build their own farm stands and sell produce to make their own money. She was an incredible person, and I think more people should know her name because they know Henry's name. They don't necessarily know.
Well, and Henry gets a bad rap as being a bad person from some people. They don't realize how generous he was and the good things that he did.
He definitely was human.
Yeah.
So let's say that.
Yeah. Clara put up with a lot.
And he did say that all of his success would not have happened if not for Clara.
Right.
And
it's funny, that the Model 8 or the Model T was a huge success in 1908, and then 7 years later he's able to build this.
Yes. So yeah, they started
7 years, what that Model T money did.
They started construction at the end of 1912, and it was finished in the early months of 1915.
Wow.
So for a 31,000 square foot house, that is really quick.
Yeah.
And it was said that he pulled people off the line if he needed extra work.
Yep.
A lot of the stonework, which is limestone from Ohio, it was brought here and cut on site. So that saved a lot of time. They could make, corrections as they moved on. And one cool thing, it's got fossils in it. It's all pre-dinosaur.
Wow.
Which I used to work in a natural history museum, so I like that. There's a lot of coral and brachiopod, which are bivalve, like shells. So, do you have any questions about the library? We can always come back,
No, I think you covered it pretty well.
Because, coolest room, in my opinion. So,
Here with some coffee and some books
Yeah,
myself.
curl up.
I would.
Quite the foyer.
yes. So, here in the foyer, the entry hall, you're going to get a bit of hunting lodge feel, I feel, in this room. To speak a little bit about the architecture, there's no one style. The original architect on record was a woman named Marion Mahoney Griffin. She was part of Frank Lloyd Wright's firm. So you do get a bit of that prairie style as you walk up to the front of the house. It didn't last. Henry Ford was very particular, well, as was Frank Lloyd Wright. He didn't like it when people messed with his designs, and Henry wanted to change some stuff. So they moved on to a different firm headed by William Van Tyne. You're going to see, if you walk around to the river side of the house, it's more like a castle on that side. So there is not a set architectural style, and that's okay. It's the Ford style, I would say. So one cool thing, there's a lot of cool things, I'm just going to say. One cool thing about this space and the rest of the house is that we have conservators on staff that have done their best to save anything they possibly can and fix and prepare in-house to be put back on the wall or on the floor or on the door. So you mentioned the hinges, original. They were taken off, cleaned downstairs, and replaced back. Handles on the doors, pulls on drawers, screws, nails, anything like that, all done in-house. In fact, you will not find a single screw that has that uses a Phillips head. They are all flat because the Phillips head had not been invented yet.
Wow.
So Tampson, our head conservationist, is adamant.
And even a lot of these, I don't know what are those called?
Sconces.
Sconces. If you didn't have them, you recreated them.
Correct. One is original and one is a recreation.
And you can't tell which one's which.
And I don't know which one is which because I don't want to know. Actually, if you look at one and you see what you think might be an imperfection, you look at the other one, you're like, oh wait, it's on that one too.
Well, it was probably done with rubber molds where it picks up everything.
So it is incredibly difficult to tell. And like I said, I don't want to know because
And you'll look at
They're
it
both,
differently.
yes, and they're both so well done. Funny story about the painting. Henry asked the artist how much it cost, and the artist told him, and he said, "Yeah, I'm not paying that." So he had someone copy it instead.
Oh,
So
wow.
this is actually a copy of that copy, because again, it went to auction, and so he
Oh,
chose to spend his money on other things. Now, his son Edsel is a different story. His son was very much into the arts, and if you know anything about the Detroit Institute of Arts, we have an incredible Impressionist collection there, mostly due to Edsel. We also have the Diego Rivera murals about Detroit, and he commissioned Diego Rivera to do that mural. So we're very lucky to have those collections there because of Edsel. But you won't find a lot of original art or very interesting art in this house. We do have one original painting, and it's of Henry's mother in the music room. But you won't see many things on the walls, honestly, at all. It's mostly just that utilitarian thing like light. Henry chose to spend his money elsewhere, like gadgets and, in-house electricity. We never had gas lamps or anything. Maybe because he was pretty good friends with a dude named Thomas Edison.
yeah.
So.
And it was powered by the river, correct?
Correct.
The,
It was
the
all
house was
hydroelectric power. And when the house was built, there was a powerhouse built on the other side of the river for the construction of the house. When the house was finished, the garage and powerhouse was then started. The build started on that, which
Wow.
is now what stands today. So,
Wow.
one more thing: the ceiling.
I was looking at that.
The ceiling is painted with what is not gold leaf paint. It is actually aluminum leaf paint. And that's because it catches the light better. It sparkles a little differently. And at the time, aluminum leaf paint was more expensive than gold leaf paint. So he
Wow.
wanted the best.
Wow.
The chandelier is original. It was taken down at some point, probably by the University of Michigan. But it was found, I think, in the attic in pieces. It was moldy, but our conservation team fixed it, rewired it, put it back together, and now it hangs.
Why would you think that the university would even bother taking it down? Like, what? It wasn't in their way.
I don't know. It ended up being kind of a brass chandelier of some sort, very 70s. But I mean, my old boss actually had his wedding here in the 70s, and it's in those pictures.
Wow.
There was also red carpet everywhere, up and down the stairs, and to be fair, it's protected the floors. They're
Yeah.
all original.
Wow.
And this herringbone pattern goes throughout the house upstairs. And
I was thinking when I was in here in '03 that this was red, but I mean blue back then. So this is what it was in '03. I thought was blue, right?
And I don't know when they did the replacement of the carpet, but these are all done. Every rug covering in the house was done by a local company called Hagopian. And Hagopian has incredible historians on staff. While we do have all the receipts and the auction catalogs for them, they weren't always in color. And Hagopian, they know not only where they were made, but they can tell us the colors that were popular at the time. Depending on where they were made, they would be able to tell us the color combinations that they were probably made in. And so we weren't just doing guessing when it came to recreating any of the fabrics in this space.
Yeah.
In fact, the best story for this room, in my opinion, is the fabric on the walls. We found the receipt for the fabric when Henry bought it.
You found the receipt for this
We
fabric.
found the receipt. It's actually on the banner here. A company
Oh,
called
wow.
Shoemaker out of New York. They are still in business today.
Wow, still in
and
business
they have the
today.
file on this house, and they were able to tell us what color, what kind of fabric, and the pattern. And they said, "We'll make it for you," and they did. So this
Wow.
is the same fabric that was on the walls, just newer.
So we're in the living room.
And that is the same attention we're giving to everything in the house. And that is part of why it is taking so long to
Right.
redo and restore and get to opening. We are going to open to the public in the spring of 27.
Spring of '27, they'll be open.
It's on the internet, so we can't change that. So it's happening. But
And this ceiling too is pretty detailed. Like you say, they didn't leave out any detail.
They didn't, and the weird pattern on it, we think, was always supposed to be that way. It's been tested. It's not all dimpled like that because of water or anything. But
Right.
Yes.
now, this room has a very scary story.
A what?
This room has a very scary story.
Scary story?
Yes. Clara painted it white.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Clara painted this wood white.
Henry was out of town, wasn't he?
Henry was out of town. She painted this room white, and she painted those two rooms white. According to Rose Bueller, the maid / Clara's lady maid, really her friend.
Yeah.
She gave her oral history to the Henry Ford Museum, and she said that Henry came home from a trip to Europe, saw the rooms painted white, and he said something to the effect of, "Happy wife, happy life," and went upstairs. But when the University of Michigan had the property, they just kept slapping more layers of paint
Yeah.
on these rooms, and so it was a good 7 or 8 layers of paint. And so removing the paint took time.
Oh, yeah.
But people vilify Clara for the initial paint job, and I gotta say, I'm not that upset with her. These bulbs are 40 watt, and that was way brighter than anything that would have been available in the early 1900s.
So she was just trying to brighten
She was trying
things
to
up.
brighten it up. Plus, there was a huge, heavy velvet curtain in the open doorway. Well, massive doorway.
That is a large, thick
It is
archway.
a very big archway. And we think maybe even Eleanor, her daughter-in-law, might have said something like, "It's pretty dark in here, Ma," you know, because if you've ever been to their house, it's very bright.
Oh, yeah.
So, and people renovate their houses all the time, right? They change things up. So,
How many fireplaces are in the home?
I knew you were going to ask, and I cannot. There's a lot. Let's see, more than 10.
More than 10?
Definitely more than 10. But, so removing the paint started with a small window. You don't want to just start removing the paint all over. You want to see what you're working with. And so they started in a corner, but they started uncovering things like the stenciling along the top. They didn't know that was there. Been covered up for a long time.
Oh, that.
Yep.
The
And then
detail was
the-
covered
the
up under the
detail was
paint. They
all-
found that after they...
From paint?
From paint.
From
Yeah.
layers of paint?
Layers and layers of paint. And then
Wow.
the little squares along the top, I can't remember exactly the architectural term for those, but turns out those weren't solid wood. Those are wood composite, which is basically sawdust. And so as they put the solvent or agent on them, they started to dissolve. And so that added time. They had to
Wow.
figure out a better way to remove the paint from them. But as they did, they uncovered this beautiful wood that actually had been protected from heat and air and sun and smoke, it turns out, because the room behind me, the university used as their smoking porch. So the one thing that did have to leave to be dipped was the screen. The screen was also covered in all those layers of paint, which of course took away a lot of the detail.
Now, isn't the organ room behind that?
So the pipes for the organ are right behind the screen. At one point, Henry tore out the organ because it was notoriously finicky, and he didn't like it, and so he got rid of those pipes, and the room behind became his office for a time.
Yeah, we
So
just saw that recently on the Facebook page.
Yes, exactly. So when it came to replacing it, we found a console, but we had to find the pipes. And so we were able to find a chapel of a church in Detroit, a Lutheran church on Outer Drive, and the pipes there were moved here. What a little funny story to that. Ransom Olds of Oldsmobile attended that church. So we have Ransom Olds' organ pipes in Henry Ford's house. So,
Wow, that's cool.
so, so we might as well go into the billiard room since some people are already in there.
This is where we sit.
They like
Yeah, the sunroom.
We sit in.
It's okay.
Okay, you guys missed, this wall over here is the organ pipes.
There's a lot of room here.
So when they play the organ, it comes out of the wall. The pipes are inside the wall, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
So the billiard room has a bit of a history as well. Clara also painted this room white, but that was after she removed all of the decorative elements to it.
After she removed what?
She removed pretty much any of the decorative elements that made this room
Oh.
so special. This room was actually built with Edsel in mind for him and his friends, but Edsel was already engaged to be married when they moved in 1915, and so he actually only lived here for about 9 months. He apparently didn't want to move his new wife in with mom and dad, so they moved out and they moved to an area in Detroit called Indian Village, which is a really nice area with beautiful mansions, before moving to their eventual home in Grosse Pointe Shores on Gawker Point. And so, so this room eventually became Clara's study. She removed all of the sconces, the elements around the windows, and painted it white. And she also removed a large portion of the fireplace surround and put bookcases on the sides. And it was kind of utilitarian. So when it came to replacing the elements and restoring the room, we decided it was either going to be Clara's study or it was going to be the billiard room. And they decided billiard room. So the original table was built with Brunswick, and they came over from England. And so they helped us as well with this one, because the original was sold at auction. This one was helped with Vreeland furniture in Vreeland, Michigan. And the sides are removable, so they can play different kinds of table games. The fabric is actually linen and not felt, and so it makes the game a little different. And if you want to beat anyone in pools, challenge literally anyone who works here, because we are horrible. No one is good, and it's a really painful game to watch, trust me.
This seems like the biggest pool table I've ever seen.
That's how they used to be, 9 foot long.
Pretty big, yeah. So
Charlie Kern and Keysmore has one.
Wow.
Or
as the
better,
room was
Wow.
painted white, they also had to do an exploratory bit of removing. So they started in a corner again, and as they did, they just started to discover these little paintings in the ceiling. Those were all covered up. Didn't have
Those were
little
all
gold-
covered up
yeah,
too?
the gold paintings. But one of the coolest things they discovered was the recessed lighting on each side of the room. So the recessed lighting was also covered over, and they eventually found the hinges and were able to pull these panels down. And they found the original Edison bulbs underneath.
Wow, original Edison bulbs underneath
They were
that.
also completely burned out and black around the edges, and it was probably because at some point someone was like, "What do these do? What do these do?" And luckily, they didn't catch on fire because Edison bulbs burn extremely hot.
Yeah.
So they were removed. They were added to our collection, and we now have LED bulbs in place.
Right.
What is this?
So I'll get to that in a second. We are pretty sure that this is one of the earliest examples of recessed lighting in a residential house in America.
Wow.
So that's pretty neat. Now, yes, the wallpaper border. Did you know that there are wallpaper historians? Because I didn't. If you look at the original photograph at the top of the banner, there is a wallpaper border.
Oh.
And this is what they came up with based on the time and the date and colors, and this is what is going up. So that's.
They're trying to replace this border in the
It's on
original
order.
photo.
No, it's on order. It doesn't really match anything. But staff is a little at odds about what we want, if we like it or not. So that's it.
So
It's on order.
that will be going up when it
It's
gets
going
to.
up. Yep. And then, lastly, the polar bears that are playing with the seal here, they were a gift. They're totally playing.
Yeah.
They were a gift. Don't know if it was a gag gift or not. And they're still doing research to find out who gifted them. But
So you gotta actually use this pool table?
yeah, we've played on it. They used to have a staff lunch league, and I guess people just got tired because it took more than an hour of the lunch break to play. I'm not kidding you. I watched.
Painful.
It was painful.
There's the Rouge River.
So the reason that the room has this Asian vibe is probably because of the Chinese Chippendale chairs, and it kind of just took on its own life after that.
Okay.
But when the university took over, I'm sorry, not university. I say that in a lot of rooms, but in this room, that's Clara. Clara removed all of the the inserts in the windows, all of the friezes, the paintings above the windows, and they were put in storage. The reason that the mantle looks like it's two different colors, very purpley on the bottom and more orange at the top, she removed the top part. And when we had to restore the room, we did go back to the same quarry in Italy, and we got the marble, but it was 100 years later.
Yeah.
So it was just deeper in the quarry. So it's the same quarry. It's just it changed over time as we went deeper.
Which is cool.
Nobody's going to see that if you don't point it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah. It's very similar to the fireplace that is in what was Edsel's room as well. But they don't have a huge.
Okay, somebody count the fireplaces
Okay.
while we're going through
Yeah.
here.
It's a lot.
I was going to say there was one in the library, there's one in the living room, there's one in the pool room.
Okay,
So keep track, there's 3. And the sunroom, I like that sunroom.
we'll save that.
But we'll come
Come to
back.
the music room real quick.
Can we hear that?
Yes. Let me
I
turn
want
it
to
on.
hear it.
Oh, she's going to turn on the organ. This is not 1915.
No.
No.
She said he tore it out and then put in a. No. You guys wouldn't have straight off into the billiards room. She was telling us that he. I knew, that's what I told her, that you guys like to play pool and it just caught your eye, but he didn't like it. But he ended up tearing it out and put it in.
Okay.
Oh, wow, look.
It's a ghost.
That's neat.
And this somehow echoed through the whole house,
It's
didn't it?
loud.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Thank you for doing that.
That would have been relaxing.
It's neat.
There are other songs though. There's one we call the clown song that sounds like the circus. And that's
Oh,
what we
yeah?
sing.
Oh.
It's awful.
Like what?
The circus.
Oh.
We're not rich enough to understand that. That's neat.
Is that Over the Rainbow?
That's fine. Some of them aren't recognizable, but
Yeah.
this one is.
That's really cool. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great.
We can go into the music room. It's one of the shortest.
Okay, good.
So it'll go on.
Okay, good.
So there are a few steps down,
Into the music room.
and it's set up for that board meeting that was earlier today.
Oh, neat.
So it's not as exciting, but
There's another fireplace.
Oh, this is where they had the board meeting today with Edsel B. Second. Okay, fireplace number 4. That's a big
now
one.
that is a big one. Now we call this the music room, even though we don't know what it was used for. We have one photo of the room from 1919, and it is of that corner, and that's it. It was also a room that Clara painted white, and this room alone took 1,200 man-hours to get the paint off.
Wow.
And Austin, our head of historic preservation, said he lost and found his mind again in this room. And he also said he listened to every podcast there ever was. So I don't know if I believe him because, well. So the fireplace was brought in after the house was finished. It's ebony wood with a marble insert. And that's how we know it was never used, because fire and marble do not go together.
Oh.
They're not supposed to do that. So there is a poem that is hidden on the fireplace, and it goes, "Gather ye roses as ye may, for time it is a flying." Now I have to look it up. I forgot the second part. For the same flower that blooms today, tomorrow is a dying.
Wow.
And it's on these little medallions on each of these. So,
Poems.
and
I can't even see them.
it's right here, here.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but the main thing about this room that I love is its connection to the outside. So,
This is the party room.
and it is. We do have. This is probably where they had some some get-togethers, although they weren't huge partiers. But
Henry did like to dance though, didn't he?
he did. He was into square dancing.
Yeah.
So
I've got a friend that plays bluegrass music. I would love for you guys to get up here
That'd be
to
cool.
do a band out
So-
here.
Clara hired a man named Jens Jensen to design all of the landscape architecture. And Jens Jensen believed that the outdoors was just an extension of the home. And from this window, you can see the Great Meadow. The Great Meadow goes all the way down. It has a little bit of what is it called? A leg. Anyway, it's like a golf term or something. There is a pond or a little lake at the end. But not too far down the meadow, it becomes University of Michigan property. And so they maintain the area down there. But all of this used to be Ford land. And there are some ruins of old buildings out there, including the sugaring hut for making maple sugar. There was a skating hut because they would skate on the pond. But
There's a photo, I think, somewhere of Henry ice skating.
yes, there's a lot of really cool shots like that. But off to the left is something called the Rock Garden. It is a terraced, beautiful area that's kind of like an amphitheater. And a lot of people don't even realize it's there. So I highly recommend checking it out if you have a chance. There's a lot of little chipmunks in there. And it's beautiful. Off to the right are several we call trail gardens. Jens Jensen originally just had designed them to be just that, just little areas where nature could take over. Clara turned them into rose gardens, and that was a huge upset for Jens Jensen. That was one of his biggest issues with Clara. But like I said, it was like little rooms outside.
So is this the original of Henry's mother?
This is his mother Mary. It was done after her death, and Henry had several photographs of her, so the artist put it together.
How old was he when she passed away?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Not very old.
No, I don't think.
I don't know. I mean, Henry was born in 1863, in the middle of the Civil War, and Clara in 1866. Their son was born just before the turn of the century.
We do usually go visit their graves over on Joy
Yeah,
Road.
really close, yeah.
Hmm.
So ton in this room. Still, again, don't know exactly what they used it for. we do have a piano. It is out for service. It usually goes here. Oh, okay.
The piano's out for service, she's saying. A Steinway piano.
It has a surround casing by a man named Sidney Houghton, who did all kinds of wood with mosaic inlay. He also designed the Ford's rail car, as well as their yacht, and a lot of other things for them as well.
Wow.
And it had player piano elements put onto it. We're having those removed. We're having it completely restored, and it will be back. And we're hoping to have small concerts with pianists coming in eventually. So it's going to be some
Is this where your meeting
time.
was this morning?
This is where the board meeting.
Yep.
Yes, he was here. Yep. So we can head over to the sun porch.
Oh, that's even better yet.
When you said, Stephanie, I don't think you've met my sister Stephanie, but
No.
she said she'd love to have her coffee in the library, and I was thinking she hasn't seen the sunroom yet.
That's true.
I would have coffee in the sunroom as well.
She would have coffee in the outhouse.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, they should take a picture of your dad, me and you on there.
Huh?
They should take a picture of us on
Oh, well, we can. Carly, will you take this over?
there. This is where we will start.
Oh, okay.
But where'd Dad go?
Larry.
Yeah, we have a picture of us with our camper that worked for the same board for 50 years.
Dad.
Paul.
We need to get our picture here. I think it was 22.
I'll look.
You didn't have that on.
Do a landscape one.
I don't. Okay.
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 Thank you.
Of course.
We're so needy.
No, very needy. So this is the sun porch, and this, by all counts, was Henry and Clara's favorite room in the house. They were huge into nature, huge bird watchers. In fact, at some point there were something like 300 birdhouses on the property.
Wow.
But the Rouge River is a migratory bird thing. What are we calling it?
The route?
Route, yes, thank you. What are we calling it these days? But this was also the first room that the team restored. It had extensive damage from smoke from the university days, but it also had a flat roof, which in Michigan, with its winters, is very
Yeah.
bad. It had extensive leaking problems, and we have records of Henry's correspondence with the roofers almost from the time it was built, that it was constantly leaking, and he was super annoyed with the roofers. So we had that fixed, and we've been able to show basically other people, like, look what we can do. If you look at that top photo, I mean, it has been restored down to even the floofy curtains. which,
Yeah, oops.
You can see the cutout in the back of the chair matches the one in the photo. The rug in particular, the rug was made again with Hagopian, and it was made in China originally, so this one was also made in China, and that is true of all of the rugs. They've been made in China, in India, so we know where they were originally made. So they were then also made in those places, and also in the city we could get as close to as the original. But Hagopian, they know their stuff, they know their history, and they are able to work with us. And
So was this
get close.
reproduced in China?
I believe so. I mean, if it was
Yeah.
made, but they're designed here by Hagopian, and they go on the loom wherever
Wow.
they were originally made. The one for the main bedroom suite is currently on the loom. I don't know exactly where it's being made, but it won't be finished until the end of 2026. So that's how
Wow.
long it's going to take. But
Well, I'll tell you, it's really come along, and what, I guess about 2 years it'll be open to the public.
I think so.
Yeah.
One thing too about the room, you could see the large fossilized piece of coral there to
Oh,
the
yeah.
left of the door. And then one of the cool fun things are the little slits that would be windows in a castle where the archers would be, if you had invading armies of Mongols.
These here, these
Yes.
elongated things.
Yes.
It's funny, yeah. Each
I was getting ready.
candy cornered corner has one of those.
That's almost like a little joke.
Yeah.
That's where they'd be. So, yeah, that's fun. So, and then because, we lost some people, but,
Yeah. Stay tuned.
it's okay. It's okay.
She said we lost some people. She wanted to tell you
It's
something.
okay. Because of Henry and Clara's love of nature, Henry only put his name and the Ford Motor Company's name on one piece of legislation in his lifetime, and that was the 1918 Migratory Bird Act,
Wow.
That's interesting.
Wow.
which I think
And-
still stands today.
That's an original Edison that works, correct?
Yes, it is an Edison.
Yeah. Remember
Um,
Annie played a record for
oh,
us
neat.
on that when we were in here.
It's
Yeah.
so, yes. So,
Wow.
let's see. Let's head into the dining room real quick.
Dining room. Be careful. I did the same thing.
I usually trip on the pillows. Jeez. So let me stop right here and show you these pocket doors. So there are a lot of pocket doors in this house, but these are the coolest. These have never been replaced. They've never come off the track.
Wow.
They've not had to be oiled ever since they were
Wow.
put in. And they move. I can move them with my pinky, and they move beautifully. Now that's not true of all the pocket doors in this house. A lot of them have had to be removed and fixed, but
Probably got some Model T bearings up there.
they are ball bearings, and they're absolutely gorgeous. They match the room on each side. The wood on this side matches this room.
Oh.
The wood on this side matches the dining room, and so do the fixtures.
Oh, neat.
And
Wow.
they're just really, really beautiful, really well done, and clearly the craftsmanship lasted over 100 years.
It's never settled much.
No,
You know,
but
it's set where it is.
exactly. And
You
so
couldn't do that.
he clearly hired the best of the best.
Yeah.
And it's that whole like, oh, they just made things better back then, you know. So
All the carvings just blow my
and the
mind.
carvings, yes. No, the carvings were as much as possible done on site, including the ones over the buffet. Those were not nailed on. They are done on the wall.
Those are carved into the wood.
Mhm. It's a pheasant, a fish, other stuff.
Wow.
other birds. So this room also has a story that could have gone very badly. This is the room that Henry did put his foot down on because he came home and saw cans of red paint in this
Oh.
room. And he did say absolutely not to the red paint, which is good because this room is one of a kind. The kind of treatment they did, the style, never remember what it's called, but when you take a piece of wood and you split it and pull it apart, it's like book something. So it's a mirror image on both sides.
Mhm.
That is what each of the panels is. And they're all original except for one. One had to be redone because of warping from the river, and it is this one on this side here.
Wow.
But she almost painted it red, which we would have taken off, but you know, she would have painted red.
Look at this ceiling. Wow.
So this ceiling was luckily not painted with anything, and it didn't need a lot of treatment. It needed to be cleaned. And in the words of our conservators, they say, we are not so arrogant to say that our way is the best way. They know that whatever treatment they have today, there's going to be something better in the future. So anything that we put on the wood or the plaster or the paint is all reversible. It can be taken off without damaging anything. And so that is what they do to literally anything in the house that needs a treatment, from polish to lacquer to any kind of protectant.
So this ceiling had nothing done to it. It's original.
It is original.
Wow.
Now, talk about original, the dining table. So the dining room table was returned to us by the family that purchased it at auction in 1950.
Wow.
It's a family called the Anhuts, and we are starting to get things back from them. The chairs, these are recreations, but we do have the originals. The majority are in storage. There is one over there with the rope, just to show. Again, Kindle, the company out of Grand Rapids, did them, and honestly, besides the dirtiness and the wear and tear on it, they look exactly the same. They did in fact, the only thing that is different is the person who did the caning on the chairs looked at that one and said, that's impossible, I can't do that. And I don't know what it is. It's something about how it matches, because it's double caned. Something about how it matches, and that whoever did that was a master of their trade and must have died with them or something like that. But there are 6 more leaves to these 4, so it
Wow.
does expand quite a bit. Which is funny because the Fords weren't huge entertainers. When they did entertain, it was people like Harvey Firestone and presidents, and Thomas Edison and Nina, his wife, and John Burroughs, the naturalist, the vagabonds. But, you know, Henry didn't drink. Clara did. She liked Rolling Rock beer, we found out. That was her beer. But Henry especially didn't smoke. He hated it. Hated smokers. But even though we do have our ashtrays, you might have seen them in the sun porch. But we were very lucky to get this back. The buffet is also the original piece. It's actually cut to fit the molding in the back.
Oh, wow.
And I did confirm that it was left like that by the family. It wasn't recut to fit. They didn't sand it down or whatever for however many years they had it. The same family also gave back the main bedroom set, the beds and nightstands.
They bought a lot of stuff.
They did, and it's the original people who bought it have since passed, and so it's children and grandchildren giving it back. Some are giving it back, some are selling it back, which is fair. I mean, they bought it originally.
Yeah, exactly.
So
They must have been a wealthy family as
I
well.
think they were, but
Yeah.
and they're living all over the country now.
Wow.
So I do want to show you this. I think this is awesome too. If this keyhole was in here, you might not know, but look how it's cut to fit
wow.
the molding up there.
Oh.
It's just beautifully done. But we also left it as is on the interior.
Wow.
So you can see the wear and tear over the years. You can also see how dark it is inside.
What was that, like silverware and stuff?
Yeah, it was probably silverware, napkins, servingware, things like that. But what's cool too is that this is just wood on wood. It moves beautifully. Nothing was ever affected by humidity or anything, especially in Michigan. And again, it's just another show of the craftsmanship that went into this house. That it
There was
just
no
great.
expense spared.
No.
Whatever it took to make it right the
Absolutely
first
not.
time.
A lot of the fixtures, the chandeliers, the sconces, were done by a company called Heritage Metalworks out of Pennsylvania, and they have won design awards for their work here, especially because they went from basically black and white photographs to recreate everything that was done here. But the little shades that went on here and in the sun porch, those were done by a woman we found on Etsy. So
Wow.
there you go.
What would you call this little separated part? Like a breakfast nook or
kind of like
something?
that, but this is really where Clara and Henry usually sat for their meals
Yeah.
at the kids' table, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Only sat there if they had company.
pretty much.
Yeah.
If you look out the window this way, it's not as blue right now, but this is Clara's blue garden. Everything in it is purple, blue, or white, except Karen, our head groundskeeper, she believes every garden should have a little bit of chaos, so she plants one red flower.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't see it right now, but
Karen can do whatever she
Karen
wants.
can do whatever she wants because she is
We
awesome.
like
Yes.
Karen too.
Yes. So, okay, good. We've got about a half an hour, so let's pop upstairs.
Okay,
All
upstairs,
right.
guys.
And,
Charlie, what are you doing? Looking for gum?
oh my gosh, if you see gum, don't even tell me. I don't want to know.
You see it, how
How the leaves go together?
Mechanism.
how it extends.
Yeah, we have all of the leaves upstairs in the biggest safe upstairs, which I'll show you.
Oh, wow.
It was
He looked at
Clara's
it.
fur
I
safe.
think it's really how to put it good.
Here's the shop just below here in the basement looking up towards the foyer.
Everything upstairs, again, because of a lot of
Right.
the restoration projects.
Oh, they definitely want to see the pool room.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that last.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we need a restroom.
Oh, do you need a restroom?
Well, is
Do you
it
need a break?
Right here.
It's
Yeah, there's one right down there.
Upstairs and then to the left.
Okay, I'll come.
Yeah, we'll take a
It
little
will
break.
just be in the room at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
Okay.
So all of the glass, the decorative glass in the house is actually painted leaded glass. It's not stained glass. And most of these medallion looking like heraldry, they're all pastoral, probably because Clara and Henry both came from farming families. In fact, they both grew up less than 2 miles from here. They met at a New Year's Eve dance, and they were married shortly after, within 2 years. So,
Is that original? Has it been redone?
no, these are original. But
It's crazy how that stuff holds up.
If pieces had to be redone, we worked with a company called Merry-Go-Round Glass. They actually redid the doors in the middle doors in the entry. I'll close those so you can see the light coming through them because they're absolutely beautiful. We also work with a company out of Detroit called Savanti Restoration, and they have redone almost all of the windows in the house, which are almost all original, which is shocking, especially the sash windows, because if you've ever been in an old house and you try to open one, it's like, and these open so beautifully, it's almost wrong. Like, I don't know how they open so nicely, but they've replaced all the ropes in the sash windows. They're working on the basement windows right now. They're not here today because of the board meeting, but they do incredible work, and they just care so much. And that's true about all of our contractors. They love this place. They've been working here
I'm
for
sure,
so long. In
yeah.
fact, one of our contractors, Vic, is here today. He has done almost all the plaster work in the house. He's 5th generation plaster worker. His great grandfather is from Italy, and they've all done plaster. He is not only doing the work beautifully, but he's doing it as it would have been done when the house was built, by hand.
What is this? It looks like brick.
It is not, though. It is scored to look like brick, and I believe it's just plaster, but I'll check.
Wow.
But
Well, I
yes.
wondered.
Yeah. So
And I take it this sconce over here, this one is
yes, and
in
so
the process
it
of
will be, it will
being.
be replaced. Although I'm not positive because originally, for a long, long time, there was a grandfather clock here,
Oh.
and we have it in the end of the hallway up here. I don't know if it works. I don't know what the plan is for it. There's still a lot of things up in the air, so I'm not positive. But you can get a better look too at the chandelier, which is wood.
Whose job is it to clean that?
Conservation team. Not me. And they usually are up, they're cleaning a lot constantly, especially when we've got events coming on. So, yes. Yeah, the dusting in this house is out of control. So. Oh, and if you look up here, that's where the remainder of the organ pipes are.
Oh, there's
Really
more.
the high-pitched ones are up there. The really tiny ones.
Stephanie, more organ pipes are up in there.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Now this is Edsel's room, right?
No,
It's
no,
not?
No, his is
This
huge.
is down there. That's right, it is.
This connects. This is actually called the Walnut Room. It was a guest room. And it doesn't have a single bit of walnut in it. The guess is there was probably a walnut tree outside. There's a ton of walnuts on the property, so that's a guess. The rug is pretty new. It just came in about a month ago. If you look, there's some kind of creepy elements in it. There's a weird little, I don't know, and
Looks like a crazy squid type fish
Yeah,
with
I don't know.
a Christmas hat on.
it's still really pretty. It's just,
Yeah.
there's sometimes you find little things and you're like, whoa. But yeah, this was a guest room. It was probably used by Eleanor when she would visit her fiance. It has a full bath. Most all the rooms have full baths, and some of them are still complete. But because the university used it as office space, some of them were torn out, and they're not all going to be replaced as far as I know. And if they are, it's not going to be any times before
Yeah.
opening.
Smells like fresh paint.
Sorry,
Oh,
we're
yes.
getting super
It's
distracted.
okay.
It's very exciting.
So when people do ask why it takes so long, Tom, our preservation craftsman, you may have seen on our Instagram videos.
Tuesdays with Tom.
Yes, he's the best. So
I will
here-
link that in this video too, so
Yes,
everybody can
you
subscribe.
should. So Tom brought me in here and he pointed to the crown molding, and he explained that basically a foot of crown molding would take him weeks because it has so many different right angles and curves and things, and you can't just use one piece of sandpaper for just one. You have to change constantly and use
Yeah.
different grits and different lengths, and I mean I'm making up words at this point, but that's why it's taking so long, because every room has stuff like that, has different elements, has different foibles and things.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
like how every room has its own casing
Oh yes.
around the doors and
And
windows.
they're all,
Everything's
they all
made
have
different.
that interesting little jog. To
Yeah.
make it interesting, and I say interesting a lot, but it's all different, and it's not just a simple frame. It all has that little bit of extra.
So this is just a guest room with their own bathroom and
And if you've seen
bathtub
the
and-
shower,
Yeah, go look at the shower.
the shower, it looks a little bit like an Iron Maiden. It's creepy.
And fresh water and soft water faucets.
wow.
Just the air sticking out of the wall by the tub.
I believe, I'm not positive, I believe that was so you could plug in a hairdryer. Or
Wow.
attach a hairdryer of some sort, but I could be making that up. Don't quote
It
me.
works.
Yeah, don't quote me.
Don't quote
Just
me.
think how many people in 1915 did not have a toilet in their
Well,
house.
Exactly.
Exactly. They all have their own.
They all have their own.
And look, fresh water, fresh water, and soft water. Soft hot, soft cold.
Isn't that
Because He
unreal?
would have hundreds and hundreds of people on site at a time. Because he could.
Wow.
I lived in a house that had switches like that.
Yeah.
All we brought is
Wow, look at that shower.
Several ways to heat the house is in backups. So there was So one went down, he could do another. And so actually, the 2 days before he actually died, in 1947, there was the river flooded. And it flooded the powerhouse, and it completely cut out all the means of power to the house, even his backup systems. And so he actually died by candlelight.
I just read that in
Yeah.
the book last night.
Yeah.
I've read that many times.
Yes, I was like, oh, that's crazy.
And Rose was here, wasn't she?
Rose was here, Rose
Yeah.
and Clara.
I remember there was something about, she said, I believe Mr. Ford is dying or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually had like his second wind that day. He went to his plants to check on things. He went to see his parents' graves. He went to the powerhouse to check on his workers.
So he was out and about that
He
day.
had not been doing well that day at all. And he had a bit of brief power, and then
Wow.
later that night.
He died in April of 47, didn't he?
47. Yep. So that's. So, this is the largest safe in the house.
Wow.
It said it was Clara's fur safe.
This is a safe.
This is a safe. It is lead lined,
Lead lined?
as far as I know.
Wow.
And you can see the leaves for the dining room table are here.
Oh, there's all the
There's
extra
the-
leaves to the dining room table.
And we use it for collection storage now.
I think we saw this on Tuesdays with Tom too.
You can come in and check it out. Just watch your step. Yeah, those I believe are the outdoor doors for the porch. So you can see some of our collection items, and you can see that because of the way we number things in museums. It usually starts with well, these aren't, but usually like behind you, it usually starts with the year, and then number, it's added to the collection, and then the group that it's in. So just a nerdy thing. But you can see at the top, you can see Ann Hutt China box. So that again is another thing from the Ann Hutt family.
Look at those crazy
Platter,
looking
dessert
light
plates.
bulbs.
Just looking at that.
Those look like some old original light bulbs.
That other one's so bright.
Or
Yeah, I
they're
can
just-
see that.
Reproduction.
Or they're just meant to be cool.
Yeah, yeah, they do make
I'm
reproductions.
sure they're reproductions.
So, yeah. So let's do Main Suite.
Care my notes.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's so similar.
Grandfather clock.
I think people lost count.
So this is the main suite.
This is the main suite. Clara and Henry each had their own bathroom and dressing area. Henry's is completely torn up right now. We're working to get marble samples in from Italy to redo his bathroom. His dressing area is pretty much done, but the bathroom is non-existent right now. You can probably see if you head in there.
Who's counting fireplaces? Because there's another one.
The fireplace is actually really special. It is probably the oldest thing in the house, if I'm
Yeah, this
right.
one is the only one like this, and I
There
remember.
are 5 in the world. It is a kind. It's Wedgwood. It's Wedgwood. It is 18th century, so it's 1700s. Henry and Clara found it at an antique store in New York and had it installed here.
Wow.
There are 4 more that are known in the world, and they are at a museum in Scotland. And they have a whole paper about it, and I'm sorry, there might be 3 in Scotland. There's one, maybe it's at the Vanderbilt Mansion or another big
Wow.
mansion in America, and one here.
Who knew there was antique stores then?
Yeah.
You know, who?
Well, that's just it. Henry
That's what
was
we're buying.
Yeah,
Henry was an antique collector before it was cool.
Yeah.
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 So the bed set again was returned to us by the Ann Hutt family. Henry did die up here in the room.
So he did pass away in one of these beds.
Probably this one was closer to his bathroom. That's my guess. So there's a carpet sample on the floor. That is the carpet rug that will be in here. It's currently on the loom being made.
Oh, wow.
It's huge and it's very pink. The bedspreads are either original or close to the original, and they were very faded, but they were also very pink. The window treatments are going to be pink. Clara clearly liked pink.
Yeah.
Similar story to the fabric on the walls as downstairs. Different company, but this is the fabric that, or textured wallpaper that was on the walls here. Company made it for us again.
It does look a lot like what's downstairs.
I believe this might be linked to us, but I'm not sure.
It's cool how they trimmed it around the
Yeah.
casing too.
Yes.
It has
Oh,
like a border.
It has a border, a fabric border.
Yeah.
That goes all around. Yes. So this has a really interesting, I don't know, is it tray ceiling? But this rounded with a leaf pattern.
Yeah, like a leaf.
Oh, yeah. Around the side. And then, yeah, sleeping porch. So they had a bed out here in the summer, and all of these windows had screens. And so they would open the screens to get a nice cross breeze, and they would sleep out here on the hot days. We have a bed on order to fill it in here, and I mean, I have a sleeping porch, doesn't everybody? So,
I was thinking they spent a lot of time out there too.
they probably did. I don't know anything about it. I would too.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely the doors out to there.
Yeah,
So, this is a great view of the River Rouge.
it is.
We've got all kinds of birds. I just saw bald eagle yesterday.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
what?
Bald eagle.
Oh,
We also have a resident hawk. He has a bum leg, but he does just fine catching stuff.
Yeah.
We call him Hank, but the Environmental Interpretive Center at the University of Michigan Dearborn, they do a lot of nature programs. They call him Lieutenant Dan,
That's cool.
which I think
With
is,
the bum leg.
I know, it's very
You guys are gonna dig out to the river up to the boathouse
I
eventually?
don't know about that. We're gonna restore the boathouse, but I don't know if we're gonna actually do anything to the landscape.
Yeah, see,
about
Dan,
it.
that's a boathouse down there where the Henry would park his boat in the boat garage and then get in and go to the Rouge on the
oh,
river.
you're kidding.
Right over there is the boathouse.
Wow.
Yeah, the river was cut out, and he drove his boat to work at the Rouge plant.
Just like Edsel drove his.
Yeah,
Have you been to the Edsel station?
yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
I think this is the original Tony because it's got the frayed. See this?
Oh yeah, she thought that they were.
This one is, I think that's a redo.
Maybe.
But that, maybe this is held up better.
Yeah.
It's very heavy.
So this is Clara's. I assume. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah, she probably had somebody go get her.
This is
No, the bathtub's in there.
this is Clara's closet.
Claire's closet.
Wow.
Interesting space. A lot of the closets have like the built-in drawers and things that you
I
can
saw that over there. And just
pull out. And if you see, they have this webbing at the bottom so the clothes could breathe.
breathe air out.
Wow.
Not stinky clothes.
No, because heaven forbid. So one of the coolest things I like too is if you see how the shelves would go in. They're not like just those little things you stick in the hole. Like they are carved out. They're absolutely beautiful. And I don't have any shelves to show you, but that's like this in a lot of places in the house. There's even some in the pastry kitchen.
So do you
which
think
is
this
a
was
thing.
original white? Probably because she said I can't see in here.
I don't know. I don't know because
This is
these
wood.
drawers
Yeah.
are not.
Well, that's true. It could have all looked like that.
I don't know them. I truly don't. Because when you see Edsel's closet, you'll see that his is also painted white, but it was just done. And it was done in a manner that took layers and layers to look like that. So.
Wow.
And then if you see her bathroom, she actually doesn't have a shower. She only has the deepest, awesomest tub.
So heavy. Open it. Yeah. Open
This is a safe.
Jewelry safe, probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
Golly. That thing, it's hard telling what that door weighs. Probably weighs as much as my biggest gun safe. The door on my biggest gun safe. Wow.
I mean, doesn't everybody have those?
What are we talking about?
We've got marble
Medicine
shelves.
cabinet with
Claire has
marble
marble shelves in her medicine cabinet, a huge medicine cabinet. See, we still have the original thermostats. Obviously, they don't work now, but one of the things you'll see throughout the house are the covers on them, which have been restored and polished and put back by our conservation team. Same with the lighting. It's no longer knob and tube. It has been completely changed by electricians, a company out of Detroit called Shaw.
Is this a call button?
This is a call button.
How about that?
And we'll see Rosa's room down the hall has a call box right outside her door, and her door is actually slanted so she could hear it better.
Okay.
Did every room have hot water heat? Is that what these are? Were?
So the house was powered by the hydroelectric dam, and he had backups in place. So he had the steam heat. It was backed up by coal heat.
Wow.
Or coal to power the house as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long these have been in here. I do know that now our facilities and operations manager, Ryan, he has made it so he can access any of the heaters or air conditioners from his own phone. It's all done beautifully.
Wow.
So he can be anywhere, and I can call him and say, "Can you check on the dining room number?" And I can give him the number, and he can turn it on or off. He can check.
Bluetooth. I
Yep,
guess.
and there's also some things in place that if it starts to flood or it starts to leak, it'll turn off immediately.
Oh,
What
wow.
was the air for?
I believe it was for hooking up a hairdryer,
Hair dryer.
Oh, wow.
but I'm not positive.
An air knob.
So don't
Figure that out.
What are all these? Waste? One says waste, cold soft,
soft, hot soft.
hot fresh.
Hot, soft.
Man.
So you had hot and cold, both fresh and hot.
1915. Yeah, soft water and hard water.
There's one out there.
This one great big thing was her bathroom, shower, closet.
Why is it so small, you know?
Yeah.
Be a long walk to get a cup of coffee in the morning. They probably had,
You just ring it up.
probably ring it up already.
I'm sure that, you know, if you really need to bring stuff to them.
So this is one of the casualties of the University of Michigan. They really didn't do much to the house, but they did cut into the wall here and they made this another office.
Jeez.
So it's really not that bad. It's not that bad.
Where was the office?
The office with,
Right.
this is
That was the
Edsel's
door.
closet. This
Oh,
is
okay.
actually Edsel's
Oh.
closet. So we have an artisan named Mark Galante, and he has completely replaced it, and it's absolutely beautiful, and he is working now on whatever this piece is called. I don't know. It goes
Chair
on-
rail, I
chair
think.
rail, oh, thing on top of the chair.
Yeah,
rail,
I don't know what that-
So, and he is now working on finishing it, but it is, I mean, it is absolutely perfect. So, has to stain it, and we'll get there.
Yeah.
So, we're almost there.
Is this a fire? Is this a fire hose?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
A fire
I'm sorry,
hose.
I was being nosy.
So if you want to come into Edsel's room,
Edsel's room. And he's got another fireplace.
he does, but it wasn't originally there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Edsel's room is very yellow, and we know it's the right yellow because we did paint microscopy in here. So we went down to the atoms and figured out it was this yellow.
Wow.
Now Edsel, again, like I mentioned, did not live here that long. He lived here for about 9 months. But fun fact, this little door here goes through to the guest suite
Oh.
where Eleanor stayed someday.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to start any rumors here.
Just stating facts.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So the paint so this room had to be rebuilt. After the University of Michigan had turned this into an office, we had to completely rebuild the closets. And so we had to redo the paint as it had been originally done. Joe Finch Painting did it. And I remember coming in here in the middle of the project and it was painted turquoise. And I was like, oh, is that the color? And he's like, no, it's one of the layers. So you have to do it in a certain order. and it becomes this reflective,
Yeah.
absolutely, and it was done by hand, it wasn't sprayed, completely done by hand, and at some point, you can actually see the reflection of the bathroom
That's
in
beautiful.
it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh,
And
yeah, it was.
if you could, if you follow him on Instagram, I mean, his work is absolutely incredible. So,
What is his name?
Joe Finch.
Joe Finch on
Painting, I
Instagram.
believe. So he's incredible and highly recommend, and he's British, so his accent is amazing. So, you can definitely see a better shower in here. It's that creepy jail Iron Maiden looking
Yeah.
shower.
I do remember seeing that.
And, it's,
There's the idea
it's
of it.
basically
Wow.
the ribs of the shower have all of the pinpoints, so it's almost like a massage shower.
Oh, that's what it is, a
And it
massage
also
shower?
has the waterfall, or what is it called? Rain shower, thank you. Water of some sort.
I don't see this.
Charlie, she said there is pinholes in that pipe.
Okay, that's what I was looking for.
Sprays all over you.
Okay.
I wonder if he-
Yeah, I didn't see any holes.
I can't see it either.
That's the only thing that makes sense.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
That reminds me of that Three Stooges when they were plumbers and Curly plumbed himself in.
That's so funny.
Now, again, we had to make everything as it would have been, and so, we had to purchase the hinges this time for this room, but they were made, specifically to be, I don't know, it's not silver, but you know.
I can't believe how shiny it is.
I know, it's
And it is,
just.
it's meant to be
it's just
reflective.
so-
It looks metal.
It's so
Yeah.
slick.
So, it just really close our presence. So we can't go in, but we're just gonna, there's a lot of stuff in there, but across the room is the Edison suite. Named so.
Yeah, the
that's Thomas
Edison suite.
Edison and his wife Mina stayed here so often.
We did get to see that.
Okay, there is a lot of work in there because, it's almost done.
Can I just peek
You
in?
can just, peek in.
What
It
is
was
that?
originally called the English suite,
The Edison, Thomas Edison and his wife's room.
Imagine
but just, our president's office is right here, so if you could just take.
Yeah, I've been in here. It has this window seat, and then their beds went under this archway here.
that. Oh, wow.
Look at the
He was a
ceiling.
little bitty guy, wasn't he?
Isn't that something? Henry Ford had a room made just for Thomas Edison and his wife.
Not in here.
I can't imagine, you know, he's just walking with all his history here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're walking through the same halls as Henry Ford and Thomas Edison.
So is the bed not in here?
Who could be on the phone?
Our president's office is right there, I'm just
Oh,
trying to,
okay, okay, so just peek in and
Yeah, I
just
can.
look and don't say anything.
but
It's pretty neat. There's a window seat and
Thomas
Thomas Edison and his
suite.
wife's room.
he stayed here so much. Also, it's above the kitchen, and apparently the story is that Henry was cooking soybeans so often.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
The smell would come up there, and so Edsel had moved out, so apparently they would sleep in this room quite a bit because of the smell. That's
If
the
Thomas
story.
Edison
That's
and
the
Henry
story.
Ford had lived, there would be a lot more stuff going on with soybeans. And electric cars would be old news, I think.
Now, did you know that Clara drove an electric car?
Yeah.
She did. She
Mhm.
never drove a Ford.
Yeah,
She
it's
didn't
in the
like
museum.
smell. She didn't like how loud they were. She drove, yeah, she drove a Detroit Electric. So, now, this door through here is kind of fun. This is a false door, so if you close this, it looks like a huge hallway.
Yeah.
But here, it's just, it's a utility room. It has a really cool, one of the cool, originally old sinks. And it was,
Huh, I wonder what they use that for.
I guess, cleaning.
Cleaning, I guess, cleaning the house.
But now we'll head down to the maid's room.
This is the maid's room?
This will be the maid's room down here.
Servants' quarters, yeah.
And you can see the call box just outside her door.
Oh, okay. She knew where to go.
Yeah, and plus, her door was slatted, so she could hear it.
Oh, yep, yep.
Oh, the
You think
genie.
they have something like that at Edsel's too?
So this is Rosa. This is her room. She had her own
So
bathroom.
this is Rose, the maid's room.
Now, Rosa was their only live-in servant. And I don't like to say servant because she really was one
A
of Clara's
friend.
friends and confidants. In fact, Rosa lived a lot longer than Clara did. And when Rosa was getting close to the end of her life, she chose to burn all of her diaries and correspondence with Clara.
Oh,
She kept her secrets.
wow.
We never learned her secrets.
What year did she pass?
I don't know exactly. Definitely after Clara.
Do we know her last name?
Rosa Buell.
Buell.
Rosa Buell. And Bueller, sorry.
Bueller.
Bueller.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Somebody can Google her.
And we just recently got a photo album of Rosa's. She went on vacations with the Fords, and she had photos that no one had ever seen before. And some of them were really fun, candid shots. And they're in our collection now.
Yeah, she even went with the Four Vagabonds, didn't she?
I think at times,
Yeah, to help
she did,
serve.
Clara went around, so. So this room had a lot of work done. You can see a lot of the paint issues.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, Clara had her own space. She had her own bathroom, but she was a beloved member of the family. And really took care of Clara.
Is this the bathroom in back here?
Bathroom is there, closet. Closet is
okay.
there. Yep.
From what I'm seeing, Tony, she passed in 1950. Miss Rosa.
Well, that's when Clara died.
33 to 50.
She worked here from 33 to 50.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
She worked here for 30. Yeah, that's because that's when
I know.
Clara died.
I was trying to help you.
It's okay. So let's head down the servant stairway.
Yeah, we've not been down the servant stairway, and I thought that's
Just to the left.
where it was.
Is this the new cover you were just talking about?
This is the refurbished thermostat cover.
It's an original that's been redone.
As far as I know, it's the original, and it has just
Beautiful.
been cleaned and put back.
Hmm.
Does not work. It's not connected to anything, but
So this was Rose's own
Rose's
bathroom.
own bathroom. Still needs some work.
A lot has definitely been done up here since I was in here, what, I
Yes,
guess 2
yes.
years ago.
When you get down there, if you go to your left,
We have not been up and down these steps. We knew they were here.
the rug is coming very soon for the runners on there and then for the hallway.
Does that go to the basement?
Yeah, and it is, like I said, it is really torn up. That's where Vic is right now. So yeah, this is called the Palm Hallway. It's facing the Blue Garden. This fountain is a recreation. The original was just too broken. We're working with the plumbers to get a better pump, because right now the water comes out and it's just kind of bleh. It's not very exciting at all. So we're going to get
here.
Sorry?
That will stay here?
It was right here.
Oh,
In fact,
wow.
there was always plumbing underneath it, so.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so it's gonna be working eventually, but
Good.
it was meant to be more, calming.
Yeah,
And right now, it's
yeah.
just really just like, ugh.
Yeah.
So that goes back to the main foyer where we came in.
The pool room. It's kind of.
And this brings us down to the pool room.
Basically, if you're for company, for family, or you live on Dearborn, you can have an event here. Right now, that's all we're doing. Until we're open to the public, we limit it. But we can hold about 60, 65, and we do a lot of like dealer events. They usually do a couple events here a year.
So Ford Motor Company filled in the pool, right?
Ford Motor Company filled in the pool sometime in the 50s. They turned this room into, well, they turned the entire house into their archives. So this room had filing cabinets just lining the room. And yeah, it's okay.
Did Clara pass away at the home too?
No, she passed away at Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit.
Okay.
And so this room had a different ceiling originally. It was plaster though, and it did not do well with the humidity. So
No.
this is the second ceiling that Clara had put in. Much nicer, a lot more light. One fun thing, the benches were and still are heated.
Yeah, heated marble benches, so you get out of the pool and sit on a warm
And
bench.
you can find us with our laptops sometimes sitting down here.
Why didn't they leave the pool?
Ford Motor Company filled it in. They wanted the space. And
It was
so-
probably never used. Like, I don't know, maybe the grandkids
Oh, the
did some.
grandkids definitely
Yeah,
used it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it is, but our maintenance guy, Andy, said there's no way I'm cleaning a pool, so.
Yeah.
Don't dig it up.
Kids had a blast, man.
And the joke is that maybe Jimmy Hoff is in here, but we did the math, and the just timeline doesn't add up at all. He's not in here. I mean, I don't think so. I don't know. So this room has a bit of under siege style. We've got the hanging lamps that are pearls.
Pearl
Those are
lamps.
all, made in a studio. I cannot remember the company that did it. In the hallway, the lights have little starfish. Thank you, starfish. And the original dressing rooms were here. This is now storage. This is a kitchenette.
Dressing rooms, huh?
Dressing rooms. And in the kitchenette, the original cork floor is still there. The red tile was put in the 70s. That used to be the cork floor as well. University of Michigan had a restaurant here.
Oh, I thought it was in the kitchen area.
No, it was the restaurant was here. The kitchen was.
Oh, okay.
So this cork floor here is original.
Yes.
And that's what used to be out here?
Used to be the red tile. Used to be all cork.
Wow.
So the restaurant was here for a good amount of time. People still ask us at least once a week when it's coming back. It's not. Sorry. But this will remain our larger event space, and we just put in the acoustic tiles on the walls and on the little inserts. They've made a huge difference. We did a
Yeah, it's not quite as echoey in
It
here.
has made a huge difference.
Yeah.
The decibel study proved it. So when you get 60 plus Ford dealers in here
Yeah.
with dinner and drinks,
Yeah,
it
I
makes a huge
was
difference.
show them
So-
what it looked like originally. Here's when it still had a pool and a diving board. An indoor pool in 1915. And this is in the 50s when they had files for Ford Motor Company after the pool was filled in. Look at these ladies sitting by the pool.
Initially, at the time, in that time, was 1.2 million to build the house. Adjusted for today and inflation, it would have been 42 million.
Wow. How much originally?
1.2.
1.2 million to build it originally.
In 1915 money.
And now,
Adjusted for inflation.
yeah, 42 million.
Yes. Yep. So,
So how many rooms altogether?
56. 56 rooms.
56 rooms.
The hallway here underneath is the one-lane bowling alley.
Oh.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah, there's a bowling alley in the basement, but we can't go down this time.
wooden balls and pins, and it is going to be restored entirely. We have, it has well, the manual ball return is literally a man. Like, someone has to sit down there and send it back. And it had, the walls had some water damage. The terrace outside was leaking for a while. We don't know how long. We had to tear the entire terrace out over the last couple months. It's been completely redone. The leak has been found and fixed. And then Vic, who is our plaster guy, he's currently working on the hallway downstairs, and his next job is the bowling alley. And he did, though, see the bowling alley, and he turned to us and he was like, "You guys know how old I am, right?" We were like, "You can do it, Vic."
Yeah.
The man cave, has anything been done with the man cave yet?
It has had some improvements. The beams have been either redone or reinforced. They've been stained. It still needs a lot of work.
I could add some photos to this video from that,
Yeah.
of that stuff.
It is, it's still incredible. We have our staff meetings there generally, and it's a cozy space, comfy. We fight over the big, comfy chairs during our staff meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's another fireplace down there.
It's huge.
Yeah.
There's a quote over the mantle that says, "Chop your own wood and it will warm you twice."
And that's true.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
That wasn't Henry. For a long time, I thought Henry originally said that, but it came from somewhere else, I think, so.
acoustic things. They've only been here a few months. We just had them put in. We wanted originally to fit the alcoves entirely, but the price went up like 4.5 times the amount. So we said, oh, we can just try this right now. So, but they made a huge difference, honestly.
So I follow it on Facebook. What is it called?
It should be Fairlane or the Henry Ford Estate.
The home of Clara and Henry Ford or something like that, because I'll put a link where people can go and follow that,
Yeah.
so.
So let's
put that
just,
in the
on way out,
description.
we can peek into the butler's pantry.
Oh, I forgot about all that.
This was the staff entrance.
The
Not-
staff.
Not too shabby.
We've actually came in this door once.
So the butler's pantry, completely.
A lot's been done in here. This was all tore up when I was in here. Mom, look at this, how much, remember, it was completely stripped out.
Yeah, this is
All of the dishes, the silver have been found. They're not the originals, but we did have the auction catalog, so we knew exactly the patterns and everything. So they've been found over the years in different places and ways and are now here. The floor is linoleum. It is not tiles. It's not tile, as I originally thought. I didn't know that until I found the roll of it downstairs.
And that was originally linoleum?
I truly don't know the answer to that,
Oh.
but it certainly looks cool.
Is this a refrigerator or just a cold box?
Icebox.
Did it have ice in it or was it actually,
There is a pipe back here. I don't know the answer exactly, but it could be that cold water or something was piped through here. So that's a good question. I'm not positive.
wow.
It was the drain.
The ice always went on top when I
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Well,
then there you go, 'cause I don't know. I mean, that would be where the ice would
Yeah.
go and then it would drain.
Yeah, as the ice melted, it would just drain it.
Well, that makes sense. I really hope you don't put that online. And then lastly, the kitchen is not really a kitchen anymore.
what is this one?
it keeps going.
Oh, this takes us back out to the foyer. Yeah, that takes us back out to the foyer.
Oh,
That is a big sink.
Every tile was made by hand, so the replacement tile was also made by hand.
So this was the kitchen.
This was the original kitchen.
Is it gonna be?
It is not gonna be a kitchen, again. We do not have the means to find appliances from 1915, and even if we did, I don't know that we would have the means to procure them. So it is going to be our catering space for our caterers to use when they are working events. It has access to the outside, so when they need to cook, they cook outside. We also have the pastry kitchen, because everybody needs a pastry kitchen. And then staff spaces here. This was originally a window because this couple spaces out here was added later in the 30s.
Oh, really?
By a Detroit architect named Albert Kahn.
And what were those?
This wasn't here. This was not here.
But what were they when they added them?
Pastry.
Pastry kitchen.
Oh, pastry kitchen.
So we have my office, which was the dishwashing room. And then we have two staff offices and a bathroom. Those offices were bedrooms, basically for staff members who would have to stay over, without warning, or maybe they had an early trip and the chauffeur was staying over for some reason. Or I'm just making that up because the chauffeur actually lived really close by. I don't know. So, but it is, again, It's been an honor to have you here.
That's been an honor for you to show us around.
Are there pictures of this kitchen anywhere?
Most definitely somewhere online. I will ask our curator for some. Send them to Tony, except I need your email because I don't have your phone number. And
Well, that's easy. It's the Ford Freak at yahoo.com.
I'll probably remember that. So let's head back out to the front.
It's easy to remember.
Yeah.
Right through here and to the left. There's two, there's single.
Well, Heather, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
showing us. I really appreciate it. And if you ever need a band, look up Hosmer Mountain Boys and Simon Brogy and the XLTs. You can find them all over YouTube.
Okay.
And listen to some of their awesome bluegrass music. And if you guys ever want an event out there, they'd be happy to come.
Okay, I'll pass that along to Giles. She runs the music guild.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you very much. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this video of the Henry Ford and Clara Ford estate. These other couple people were family, and actually Dan and Roseanne, some of my best YouTube viewers, were invited today to check out the mansion as well. So if you like this video, please remember to give me a thumbs up, like the video, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel, and please hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching.